Today, man, we're going to be getting into every WWE Mattel action figure that we know is coming in 2026. There are over 86 figures, I believe, that we're going to be discussing today. So I think we're going to be getting into 90 to 100 figures that we know that are coming in 2026, and we're going to discuss all of them here today. We have Ultimate Editions, we have Elites. We're not going to get into the main events. Of course, we know about a few basics coming into 2026, but it is the new year. New year, same me, Brad. We're going to pursue everything with a hard-nosed mindset, and it's all about the process, baby. You'll have a lot better year if you are not results-based oriented, man, but we're going to dive into it today and get into it. Maybe that's a thing for another day, but we're going to get into, again, close to 100 total figures today, man. I'm just going to be going through the releases, talking about them, tell you what series they are so you can kind of organize it and maybe make a little pre-plan for some figures that you want to purchase this year. But let's get into it, man. Let's start off first with these Greatest Hits Ultimate Editions. Now, this first figure is Cody Rhodes, and I do believe this figure is shipping right now. So if you guys pre-ordered this figure, I think it's on its way. If you were a day one pre-order of this Cody Rhodes Greatest Hits Ultimate that looks damn good, I'm very excited for it. This figure is shipping out right now, so you can it may be at your door very soon. You may have it this week, who knows? But this is coming this year, of course. It is now 2026, so if this is arriving at your door, it is arriving this year. So the next figure is going to be Greatest Hits Undertaker. So this figure is also going to be a part of this same Greatest Hits wave, and there are three Greatest Hits Ultimates here. We have Cody Rhodes, we have the Undertaker, which is kind of a redo of that Legends figure. It's got some slight different tooling with the cloth goods shirt that's molded underneath the torso, which I'm excited for. So I think that's great, but that Undertaker is also a part of that wave. And then lastly, we have AJ Styles, who is also a part of that Greatest Hits Ultimate Edition set. And these are hitting right now. So if you were a day one pre-orderer of this wave, you should have them in hand before the end of the month, I imagine. I mean, maybe even Cody Rhodes, I think, is the only one that shipped, but these figures should be at your door very soon. But that is the first three figures we're going to get into. Next up, we're going to get into the Amazon figures. Now, some people had these in hand last week, so I guess technically they got them in 2025, but the rest of us out here are going to get this in 2026. We have the Amazon exclusive Royal Rumble Ultimate Edition Shawn Michaels. Very excited for this figure. I think that they killed the details. This is an easy early contender for Ultimate Edition of the year. I think this guy is going to be early on the list. This is a fantastic figure. Cannot wait for this Shawn Michaels. Then we have the WrestleMania Rock figure with the Mama Rhodes Ultimate. This is going to be coming later this year, but this is the second of that Amazon exclusive pay-per-view sort of, you know how they're doing pay-per-view elite waves. Now we have kind of these one-off pay-per-view Ultimate Edition figures, and they're sticking to the big four. So I imagine later in the year we'll get a Summerslam Ultimate, and we'll get a Survivor Series Ultimate as well. Later on in the year, probably revealed at WrestleMania or something like that, but this Rock Final Boss Ultimate Edition is also coming this year. And we also have Ultimate Edition Series 30. This is going to feature three different figures, and we've gotten to see some details of these. This is the Hulk Hogan with the rippable t-shirt mold. This is the first figure in Ultimate Edition Series 30. We also have Seth Rollins, who is going to come with an insane entrance jacket. Very excited for this figure as well. We've got to see it on the Ringside live streams that they've been doing on YouTube, so it's been really enjoyable to see those things and everything like that. I cannot wait for the next Ringside Live, but we have Seth Rollins with the red jacket, and then probably another just stud in this wave, son, is Ultimate Edition Series 30 Rhea Ripley. Another very early contender for Ultimate of the Year, Figure of the Year, Women's Ultimate Women's Figure of the Year. This figure looks absolutely incredible, so Rhea Ripley's rounding out Ultimate Edition Series 30 of Hulk Hogan, Seth Rollins, and Rhea Ripley. But now we're moving into Ultimate Edition Series 31, and this is going to feature a figure that I am very, very much excited for. We have heel turn John Cena featured in this wave. He's going to come with a t-shirt and everything. Very excited for this new formula we're getting with John Cena. We also have Randy Orton featured in this wave. I'm really hoping they upgraded his shoulders and arms here. If he has the same shoulders and arms, I'm going to be very disappointed, but we'll see what comes of that. Very cool gear. It's got that ombre red to yellow designs. Very nice, updated, modern-day Randy Orton. And then we have Chelsea Green rounding out this set of Ultimate Edition Series 31. She's going to have that new lower torso we've seen on some female Ultimate Editions or women's Ultimate Editions, so I'm very excited to see this figure in hand as well. Could be another very nicely considered Ultimate Edition for the best figures of the year in 11 months. So that'll be nice to see as it comes together. But we do have Chelsea Green rounding out Ultimate Edition Series 31 of heel John Cena, Randy Orton, and Chelsea Green. And then we have some Monday Night Wars Ultimate Editions. We're getting into Cactus Jack first. This was revealed on the most recent Ringside live stream, and this one was really sweet. Bill revealed that it's going to be his debut on Monday Night Raw. We have a Monday Night Wars Cactus Jack figure that's going to come with a slew of accessories. Excited for that one. I think it could be the best cactus they've ever made. And we also have DDP, which we also know this is going to be the Ultimate Edition available after Kurt Angle. So this one should be hitting very, very soon, I imagine. A lot of people have been seeing Kurt Angle over the next couple months, I imagine. The DDP figure should hit in February or March, I imagine, maybe even sooner than that. You never truly know. Things always happen so fast, so you never know. But there's a couple Monday Night Wars Ultimate Editions that we knew about for this year, and we also have a few Legends Ultimate Editions here. We do know that these are going to be Target exclusive, and the first one we have is Bray Wyatt. Now, I think Rey Mysterio comes before Bray Wyatt, I believe. So this Bray Wyatt Ultimate Edition, this Legends Ultimate here, is going to be after Rey Mysterio, which is going to be in his Halloween Havoc gear with the mask and the championship, the ripped up mask, a nice update on his old Elite figure, which I'm excited for. We'll see what comes of that. I'm afraid the shoulders stick out far on this Rey, but we'll see when it comes together. But you have Bray Wyatt, you have Rey Mysterio, and then the last Legends Ultimate that we know about, which we've seen a prototype of, again, on the ringside live streams. We got Hacksaw Jim Duggan, which is arguably the best Hacksaw Jim Duggan action figure ever created. He comes with a slew of accessories, American flag, King of the Ring crown. You have the t-shirt. You have the two different 2x4s, 4 interchangeable head sculpts. They really loaded him up, so you love to see that for Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And then we also have a couple other Ultimate Editions we know that are going to be, I don't know about the second one, but this first one is The Last Time Is Now John Cena. Now we do know that this figure a couple days ago was up for order, and the deadline was December 31st, and I shish you not, man, I was under an hour from missing this figure. So, we announced it, we talked about this in news videos, how they updated it, and it was inaccurate, and then they updated it, and so I didn't pre-order it right away because I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get it, close to the deadline, I'll end up getting it. And so the final day came around and I saw some people sharing it on their stories and I was like, all right, I'm gonna set an alarm. So I set an alarm and legitimately, as the alarms passed, I would skip, kind of like, when you silence your alarm when you're waking up in the morning or whatever. I kept hitting snooze and snooze, and I was legit about to go to sleep, and I was laying there, and I think I wrote down John Cena's name or saw his name, and I was like, oh my God, I never pre-ordered that figure, and I finally did, and I got a few of those, and by God, I was this close to actually not ordering the Cena, and that would have been one of the biggest fumbles of all time, so luckily I locked that down. But we have Last Match Cena that's going to be available to us at the end of the year, I imagine. It may be even early 2027, but I put him in the video anyway. And then we have this Larry figure, which we do know, they did announce this at Comic-Con this past year in July, that Larry is going to be coming. It's an Ultimate Edition Larry figure that is going to be coming with CM Punk. So we have a CM Punk Ultimate coming. Don't know anything about it besides him coming with Larry, so they revealed this at Comic-Con. That'll be pretty exciting to see how that all unfolds. But then we have a few box sets that we're going to get into, and we're starting things off with the WrestleMania 13 Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, and Ken Shamrock WrestleMania 13 submission match 3-pack. Bret Live already has this in hand. Very jealous of that. This pack looks insane. Very excited for this box set. Killer packaging. Just unreal figures right here. We actually have 4 box sets that we know about coming this year, and there's a lot of new things going on with this set that I'm very, very excited for. So, Bret Hart, Ken Shamrock, Stone Cold, Electric 3-pack. Very excited for that one. And we also have the Wyatt 6 3-pack, which I'm very excited for as well. This is going to be Walmart exclusive. You're going to get Eric Rowan, Uncle Howdy, and Nikki Cross. 2 really good-looking contenders. Eric Rowan, buddy, he's already on the contenders for worst figure of the year. He's going to be in that video, guarantee it. Them using Braun Strowman formula. Until we get it in hand, though, I guess it's safe to, not completely write it off just yet, but minimum card and in the box and presentation-wise, these 3 look incredible. But we have that Walmart exclusive 3-pack coming very soon. I imagine this one's going to be hitting any day now, honestly, at Walmart. And then we do have Piper's Pit, which I do believe is going to be Target exclusive. And we have our Paul Orndorff, Roddy Piper, and Cowboy Bob Orton. Very sick. Been waiting on a Piper's Pit forever. This one's coming this year. We can all be excited for this. We saw these revealed back at Comic-Con, and this is a pretty cool set. I like the accessories and the diorama style build here. Is very nice. Very cool to, set up your Piper figures and everything. And then we have a Bash at the Beach 3-pack of Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. Very cool. It's going to come with some trash accessories. A lot of fun going on with this one. I can't wait to see the packaging on this as well, but we do know this is going to be coming out. I think this is a Walmart exclusive. To my knowledge, I could be wrong there. Don't completely crucify me, but I think this is a Walmart exclusive 3-pack that we're going to be getting. It is going to be Hogan, Hall, and Nash as a part of that last box set that we know about. There could be more box sets coming, but that is what we have for those figures. And then we're getting into the main Elite line here. We do know that we're getting Elite Series 124. This set should be hitting Ringside Collectibles any day now, but you guys know this is that full modern day wave. We have Lyra Valkyria, we have Rey Mysterio, we have Jey Uso, we have CM Punk with the jacket and the black and white gear. This is a pretty sweet wave. Motor City Machine Guns are also included here. Very exciting figures overall, but this entire set is going to be hitting very soon at Ringside Collectibles. But this is the mainline Elite. This is the, we just got Elite 23 through the door a week or a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And so this is going to be the next main line, Elite Series 124, all modern day talent. Some solid figures in here. We'll see how it all unfolds as the year goes, of course, but not a bad wave of figures here. And then we have Elite 125, which has a lot of potential, man. We have Jacob Fatu here. Looks to be just a straight repaint of his Elite 118. Excited for it in ways, not excited for it in others. I was let down by his Elite 118. It kind of shocked me in certain ways, but at the same time, I don't know. We're going to, of course, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. I don't think he's going to be having the clown feet this time, so maybe that can improve him, but I do like that gear we have. And then we have Stephanie Vakur here, who also looks very, very good. This looks like, again, another great contender for Women's Figure of the Year. Unbelievable head sculpt, unbelievable details. This is going to be one of the better Women's Elites of the year. I mean, dude, it's setting up to where we're going to have to do a top 10 Women's Figure video at the end of the year. This Stephanie figure looks incredible. Very excited for her. And then moving on with Elite 125, we also have Demolition Crush, and we do know that that's going to round out our Demolition figures, which is very cool. We waited years for those, so I know a lot of people are excited about that. We also have Coco Beware, who looks unreal. Very excited for this Coco Beware. Unbelievable. Waited so long for it. They've just checked off so many boxes that we're going to be able to do so in 2026, filling in collections and displays. And then we also have Julia. So Elite 125 features two outstanding women's figures. You have Julia and Stephanie Vakur. So we'll see what comes of that. And then we round out this wave with Cody Rhodes from his matchup with John Cena at WrestleMania. So the boot details and stuff, it's kind of a run-of-the-mill Cody, honestly. Kind of looks like an elite of his WrestleMania 39 Ultimate Edition, but he does have the kind of NWO-themed boots. At least it looks like it, you know, with the blue flames and stuff, but it is from his matchup with John Cena. So your Elite 125 wave is Jacob Fatu, Stephanie, Demolition Crush, Coco Beware, Julia, and Cody Rhodes. And now we're moving on to Elite 126. So this is going to be your Elite 126 wave. We're starting things off with Javon Evans, longtime figure that a lot of people have been wanting. Very excited for this one. I hope this figure articulates well. Not my favorite gear, but certainly should be an outstanding figure when we get it in hand. We also have El Grande Americano, which is another one that everybody's been waiting on. Lots of bells and whistles on this guy. Very excited to see the mask sculpt and everything like that. We also have Roxanne Perez coming in this wave. An updated Roxanne, very much needed. Haven't seen her in a while, and I think this is a great gear. It's kind of plain, you know, it is in the black, whatever, but I think she's going to come with a cool jacket and stuff. I imagine we're going to get an update on this wave very soon. We've seen some prototypes of Elite 125, so I imagine Elite 126, some sort of update of those should be coming relatively soon. And we also have a figure that I know a lot of people weren't that excited for, but for me personally, this is a figure I cannot wait for. It is Elite 126 Roman Reigns in his WrestleMania 41 gear. Sweet baby Jesus, son. This looks incredible. Can't wait for the white gear, white boots. This is chef's kiss on this formula. This is going to be electric. Can't wait for Roman Reigns. And then the last figure we know about in Elite 126, and I don't know, I'm going to make a prediction, but it could be completely wrong, so don't write this in stone, but Jimmy Uso is the fifth figure in Elite Series 126, which looks to be a pretty damn good Jimmy Uso. All things considered, I like the white attire, and he's going to come with a upper piece or an entrance shirt or whatever the case is. He kind of wrestles in it, honestly, so I guess it's kind of a wrestling shirt. I hope it's cloth goods, though. I hope it's not rubber, but I'm going to make a guess here, I guess, and I'm going to say that the last figure in Elite 126 is going to be Liv Morgan, and we do know that we have these head sculpts that were grade scaled, and she has two different head sculpts with a removable hairpiece. I'm guessing it's going to be interchangeable faces, and so you have the smiling head sculpt and everything. I think this is going to be the Chucky attire, Liv Morgan, for Elite Series 126. Now, we don't know that for certain. It's just kind of, I don't know. I'm just throwing shish at the wall right here, but we do know about this head sculpt. We know it's coming out, and I do think it was revealed this was an Elite, not an Ultimate, so I'm just going to say that she's the last figure in Elite 126, but it's not confirmed or anything like that. But we're moving on to Defining Moments here, and in Defining Moments, this is a figure that is also shipping. We're going to review this figure this week, so you can write that down. If you're excited for Penta, we're reviewing him this week. We're going to have Penta in our hands. We're going to review him, but he is shipping right now. We do know we're getting this figure this year because it's shipping right now, so you can get excited. We also have Cody Rhodes here. We already did a full review of this figure, but he is in the same wave as this Penta in Defining Moments, so if you guys have pre-ordered this figure or looking forward to this figure, it is releasing this year with that new championship, so this one should be hitting any day now, but we did do a full in-depth review of Cody already. And then we also have three more defining moments figures that we believe are coming this year. We have Rey Fenix, gonna look beautiful. Can't wait for that jacket. We got to see some prototypes of him from Magic, but this is a figure I'm very, very excited for to get in hand. And we also have Ricky Saints here. Kind of plain, but at the same time, it looks like the character, and I think the gear's solid. You get the North American Championship. Fun figure, and I like Ricky Saints, so I'm excited to get his figure in here. We also have New Jack, which was a bombshell dropped on us. And I think that this figure should be here. Maybe it may be in early 2027, though, to be honest. But I wanted to, again, kind of like John Cena, I wanted to put him in here just to show you guys this figure and know that it's coming. You can be excited for it. Prep yourselves on it. We are getting New Jack. He's going to be a Defining Moments Elite. And now we're getting into the Monday Night Wars. And this is going to be Monday Night Wars Series number 10. Now, we already talked about these figures and everything. Very excited for this figure. I think this is going to be one of my underrated figures of the year. We have Sid Vicious here in his Jordans, even though he wasn't wearing Jordans. I still think it's sick as hell that they included this. I'm very excited for Sid Vicious. And we also have Steve Blackman, another figure I'm very excited for. Hardcore Championship. Long time wanting this figure. Can't wait for Steve Blackman, but he's also a part of series number 10. Then we have China, and she looks really good. We know that we're getting a few Chinas here, especially early on, or at least, relatively soon. We're going to have two different China elites coming out, but she has the Intercontinental Championship. She also looks very good. And rounding out Elite Series 10 of the Monday Night Wars is going to be Rowdy Roddy Piper, which also looks pretty underrated. I like that it's kind of a promo gear Roddy Piper. You get the kilt in there and everything, and then the Build-A-Figure is going to be X-Pac with his jeans and everything. So you get the Raw's War mic, you get the leather jacket, you get a couple leather jackets, man. Back in the 90s, man, leather jackets and denim were just running rampant, man. They just really were. Early 2000s, man, late 90s, or in the 90s specifically into the early 2000s, leather jackets and denim were just outrageous, but that is your full Series 10 of Monday Night Wars. And now we're getting into Series 11 of the Monday Night Wars, which we know about. It is going to feature Hulk Hogan. He's going to come with a big gold. Got that WCW Hulkster t-shirt coming on that one. That one's kind of a run-of-the-mill, but I think it's going to be pretty solid for your Hogan collectors. You have Thrasher and Mosh coming in this set as well, so we get a couple more headbanger figures, which are cool. Very crazy attires that they're going for these guys, which I think is pretty fun. But we are getting a couple headbanger elites that are very cool. I don't know, they just packed a lot of detail into these guys, so I'm excited to see, what they look like when they fully come together. And then rounding out this set, we do have Bryan Adams, which is the first time in the line. Very, very nice in the NWO gear. Got those demolition boots on. Very, very cool. Got two interchangeable head sculpts. And then the Build-A-Figure in this set is going to be Rick Rude, kind of a re-release of that previous Rick Rude we got, but he's going to come with the Raw's War mic. Got two different head sculpts. Got the full beard and the mustache, which is cool. Nice suited figure if you don't care about Rick Rude, but we'll see. But that is Series 11 of Monday Night Wars. You have Hulk Hogan, Thrasher, Mosh, Bryan Adams, and Build-A-Figure Rick Rude. Kind of, some fresh life breath, breathed into the Monday Night Wars line. But now we're getting into Monday Night Wars Greatest Hits, and this is Series 3, and this is going to feature Eddie Guerrero. Got to see a prototype of this on a ringside live stream, which looked really, really good. Got to come with the LWO shirt. We also have Billy Gunn, which is his King of the Ring gear. Very excited. Dude, Billy Gunn has some of the best figures, man. Some of the best figures out there is Billy Gunn. He has such great figures, and I think this one's no different. We also have Road Dogg with the DX jersey. This is crazy that it took 16 years to get this look of Road Dogg and the DX jersey is just absurd, man. Absolutely absurd. And I think that that's fantastic that we're getting that. And then rounding out this Greatest Hits Monday Night Wars set is going to be Rick Steiner, which is a repaint of his Elite 104 figure, which wasn't bad. This one's certainly a lot better. It's got airbrush detail into the singlet, so I think this one's a lot better than the Elite 104. And then the Build-A-Figure for this Greatest Hits Monday Night War set is going to be Charles Robinson, finally getting a figure here, man. And he's got that classic look with the bow tie. Very sick. I think this is awesome. Very happy to get Little Nate in the line, and hopefully, maybe they can get some, I don't know. I think you're going to be able to make some Ruthless Aggression attires or modern day referees, hopefully, depending on the build of this figure, because, he's kind of a shorter guy, so we'll see. But Charles Robinson definitely deserves a figure, and it took 16 years in the Mattel line. But let's get into the Legends line now. The Greatest Hits Series 3 Monday Night Wars is Eddie Guerrero, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, Rick Steiner, with a Build-A-Figure Charles Robinson. But now we're getting into the Legends Elites that we know about, and we're starting things off with Series 29 featuring British Bulldog. Now, some people, I think, found these in December, so some of these may be 2025 releases for some, but I damn sure know I didn't find these, Brad. But we do have British Bulldog. Pretty cool Bulldog. I like the head sculpt. I like this build. I like the attire. solid British Bulldog. We also have the figure that I am so excited for. We have Money in the Bank. Rob Van Dam with the custom briefcase. This is a long time coming, man. I rewatched this match the other day. Love this matchup. Love this moment. Love this briefcase look. Defining moment of Rob Van Dam. Very excited for this figure as well. He's also a part of 29. Then we have the 2-in-1 Kurt Hennig, man, with I think this is an AWA championship. This is not up my alley, but I do believe that's what this is. And so you have a Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig 2-in-1 with a cloth goods singlet. Lots of fun here. I think the build of this figure is crazy. This is a fun one, and I also think his right arm may be backwards. And if you look at the photos here, man, it looks like Kurt Hennig's right arm may be backwards, but that's a 2-in-1 figure. I'm excited for this one. I think Series 29 is kind of an underrated Legend set. And then we have Bobby Heenan that comes with the cloth goods red jacket. And this is how you do it, man. You have that hard plastic underneath and the jacket over it. Looks so much better than Triple H from the Evolution 3-pack, so hopefully he'll pose well and his legs won't be just awful. But does look like he has Muhammad Ali legs, so that is just making me sick to my stomach. But that also looks like a newly tooled bow tie, so that's kind of cool. But let's move on to Series 30. Series 29 of the Legend set is going to feature British Bulldog, RVD, Kurt Hennig, and Bobby Heenan. But now we're getting into Series 30, starting out first with Stone Cold Steve Austin. A gear I've wanted for a long time. I know the jersey's not necessarily accurate. I know that they gave him the smaller shoulders and arms here, which is pretty upsetting but I guess you could kind of fix this figure up. You know, if you take the jersey from this, you could fix up any Stone Cold. But he's coming with that old Attitude Era Elite Stone Cold, the SCU version. It's kind of a re-release of that figure, but they changed the shirt and then gave him the same blue strap WWF Championship. Really wish they'd do the block logo on that. I think that'd be pretty cool if they could do that. But we also have Mr. Fuji, another great figure, long time coming. A lot of people have been wanting Mr. Fuji for a long time. I like the details on the shoes with the shine. Very, very cool on the Mr. Fuji. We also have Michelle McCool in here. Very, very long time since we saw Michelle McCool. Believe she's had a basic figure before. Comes with a Breakaway Women's Championship. Very crazy that they tooled that, so I don't know how they'll ever reuse that, but we'll see. I guess they never will. I don't know. But the green attire is kind of a crazy pull. And then we also have Jesse Ventura rounding out this set that I like some aspects of this figure, and then at the same time I don't. So we'll see what comes of Jesse Ventura. But he's getting a lot of figures this year, and I can't wait for some of these, and we'll see what, how he's executed and how he compares to his Ultimate. His Ultimate was really good, and he's getting 2 Ultimates, which we'll discuss in this video. But we also have a look at the Build-A-Figure in this set. No longer any chases in the Legends line. It is going straight to Build-A-Figures, and the first one is going to be Build-A-Figure Bob Backlund, so that's pretty cool. We have a Bob Backlund. Haven't seen him in a long time, but he's got the stirrups, he's got the navy pants. Good head sculpt from that old Collector's Edition Elite 63 figure, I think, which was an underrated one. And then we're moving into the Legend Series 31. So Legend Series 31 coming up right here. We have a blue attire Triple H here, which we've also seen prototypes of, but this figure looks good. He comes with barbed wire, 2x4 world title. Gave him a lot of accessories in there. We also know about Bull Nakano coming with a lot of accessories as well, man. These Legends waves are crazy. We're getting some crazy pulls here in the Legends set, but 31 series of Legends is just nuts. But we also have Tito Santana, which is another one kind of trying to, redeem his Target exclusive history. If you guys remember the Hall of Fame Elite from back in the day, hopefully he doesn't shelf form. I think this figure looks good. And again, we saw some prototypes of all of these on the Ringside live streams, but it's hard to get good images of those, so I apologize for that. I wish I could plug those in, but dude, they are not good images. It's very hard to get good, clear images with those webcams, so if you don't watch it live, it's tough. But then we also have a look at Kona Crush. Love the colors on this guy. I've been talking about this a lot. Very excited for the yellow boots and the purple. Very cool here to get him. And again, we saw a prototype of this again, so that's pretty cool. But the Build-A-Figure here is going to be Diamond Stud, which is a deep cut. Very nice there. And I'm, not for me particularly, but it is cool that, we get these deep cuts and we get these, iterations of characters from back in the day. So I think that's sweet. I always love the Legends line. And then we also have a look at the Summerslam Elite line coming for 2026. And this is going to be the Build-A-Figure Jesse Ventura wave. Featuring first, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin. Again, kind of a run-of-the-mill, but it is a perfect build for Stone Cold. So if you want a Stone Cold Elite, man, this is the one to buy. They're reusing that mold over and over, which they should. It's a great formula for Stone Cold. We also have a very run-of-the-mill Triple H. Not my favorite wave here. There's some different things they've done that, I'm excited for and not excited for, but this Triple H we've seen before in the Legends line to a T. We also have Mankind in this wave, which is going to sort of use the Ultimate Edition shirt, but they changed the deco on the tie, which I think is pretty cool. So this Mankind may be the best Mankind Elite they've ever done. And then we also have Chyna again. She's is going to feature that lower torso that Tiffany Stratton had with the ball joint, and I know that that figure is going to move incredibly well. So again, man, we're getting a lot of very, very good women's elites, women's ultimates, and just overall women's figures in 2026, where we're going to have to do a top 10 countdown, I believe, of these figures. It's going to be sick as hell. But we do have the China, and then we also have the Build-A-Figure Jesse Ventura with the referee shirt, which I like a lot. I think the head sculpts look fantastic, and this is a deep cut, but again, all of these figures are from the same exact match, which is the main event of Summerslam, and so I think that's pretty cool. We've never seen something like that, and, you know, I probably would prefer them to do all over the place, but I like that you're kind of getting definitive versions of all these characters, maybe besides the Build-A-Figure, but Jesse Ventura looks kind of cool, and, you know, you can add to his long list of figures he's getting in 2026. But moving on, we also have the Top Picks wave, and this Top Picks wave is going to include John Cena, which is going to be in one of his last time is now. I think this is the Glasgow attire in the navy and yellow. Hopefully, I noticed that the armbands and the hat and everything looks very, very dark. Hopefully it is not that dark, and hopefully I think it is supposed to be navy, right? Navy, like really dark blue and yellow, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's black. I don't think it's black and yellow. I'm pretty sure it's navy blue, so hopefully the colors are good. But we also have the kind of Galaxy attire, Seth Rollins, which is such a sick attire. I'm very excited they're getting this to Seth Rollins. We have not seen really, you know, it's been black and gold for decades, it feels like, for Seth Rollins. So in 2026, we're getting two really nice different attires for Seth Rollins, which I'm really excited for. I think this one's probably my favorite, though. The Galaxy gear looks insane. And then we also have a few exclusives, and this one is going to be the drug-free CM Punk, where, you know, the doctor of Punkonomics, I guess you could say. And there is a lot of new tooling going on with this figure, man. They knocked this out of the park. I did pre-order these. This was made to order, so if you guys missed this, this pretty much went out of order in October. So if you guys missed this one, I good luck, man, because this figure looks damn cool. I think this one's going to be one of those underrated figures that, you know, sneaks up in some top 10s at the end of the year, and we probably should get it by the end of the year. Hopefully we'll get this by the end of the year. Maybe by Christmas time next year, we'll get this figure through the door, hopefully, maybe a little before that, but you guys know how this works. But they're already getting prototypes, so maybe by September, October, we'll get this guy in hand. But this Punk figure looks insane. And then we also have some Street Fighter figures here, and this Series 1 is already hitting, like John Cena, you got the Batista, or not this set, the first set, The Rock, the Ultimate Warrior, and the Rey Mysterio. I didn't put them in this video, but they have already hit. They hit in early December for some people, but they'll kind of be a January release. You check your Walmarts right now, those should be hitting. But now we have John Cena, Batista, and Bianca Belair, which also look really, really good, man. I'm excited for these in a certain way, but these are also coming. I think they're Walmart exclusive, so you can get your hands on these Street Fighter figures that should be hitting probably in a couple months maybe. But the Bianca Belair is probably the one that I'm most excited for. But then we get into Series 3 of these, you know, these figures here, and that is going to feature Yokozuna, Dominic Mysterio as Ken, and then you have Ultimate Warrior as Blanca Player 2, so kind of a repaint or a redo of that Series 1 Ultimate Warrior Blanca. But these figures are crazy, and they would go cool with a, you know, sort of their own display, I guess. But I'm excited for these in their own way. You know, they're very weird and one-off, but, you know, they're kind of cool. But we do have Wave 3 that should be hitting this summer, I believe. And then we also have a From the Vault wave, which I thought was, oh man, I did not like this wave. But these are coming soon. You have the From the Vault re-release of the ECW Dudleys. You have Bubba Ray, who's going to be in there. You also have Devon. And I never got these guys in the 2-pack, so maybe I do need to hunt these down. I need to get my hands on these. They look pretty good on display. I've seen prototypes of them and stuff, and I've watched reviews. I've just never got them myself. I missed a lot of those 2-packs, to be honest with you. But then we also got Harlem Heat, which is going to be Monday Night Wars Series 3 Chase Harlem Heat re-release. So you're going to get Stevie Ray and Booker T, and rounding that set out for From the Vault. Do not like that, man, because those figures feel like they just released. But the last figure we're going to talk about in this video is going to be the Mattel Creations Ultimate Edition Jesse Ventura, which I'm very shocked that this figure has not went up for order yet, just because they had the packaging there, they had these prototypes, they're fully painted. I cannot believe these have not gone up for order yet. It's kind of crazy that these have not gone up for order, but we have Camo Jacket Jesse, and this is going to be a Mattel Creations exclusive, and it is going to be an Ultimate Edition. So that is all the figures, man. This was close to 100 figures. I think it was 100. It was very, very close. Maybe like 95 or something like that. Maybe 90 plus. But we almost know 100 figures coming in 2026. And we know at WrestleMania, they are going, in Vegas, they're going to reveal tons more. There's going to be a panel. There's going to be probably 100 more figures revealed. And then at Comic-Con, it'll be the same thing. So that's just how these things work, man. So you can be excited for it, man. wrestling figures and Mattel absolutely crushing it, and they have just outdone themselves again. But in 2026, I expect big things, man. But I wanted to get on here and make a video detailing the figures that we're going to be getting this year. We know we're going to see these figures this year, and we know about them. So if you want to check these out or kind of make a list of what you want or what you're preparing for, you can kind of make a budget or whatever the hell you need to do, man. You know, it's tough nowadays. You got to be very selective, honestly, because of all these things. And, you know, people think that I have every figure. I don't have every figure. I miss a lot of releases, it feels like, more now than ever, just because of prices and everything like that, which is why I say, don't focus on the new stuff. Focus on filling the needs or the wants of your collection or display, and then make a list of those, and then go back in the vault, if you will, and get on eBay and see if you can get some of those for cheaper prices rather than focusing on that brand new pre-order. You know what I mean? So that's just what I feel. I don't know. You can let me know what you're thinking, man. But I appreciate you guys so very much. I'd love to know your thoughts on all this stuff down in the comment section. But I'm getting the hell out, man. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one. I'll catch you guys later.